Natural Connection with a Shaman. I'm your host, Shaman Odin Grey Wolf, and I'm here live with my sister Jamie Jette from Stargate Sound Medicine. And today we are just kind of going with the flow. I've got a little bit of moon messages for you, and then some oracle cards, but then we're going to see how it goes from there. I'm also watching in my little kind of, you could call it a stalker account. The one down there. So the link in the chat is to my new tarot video or tarot channel, where it's just going to be like fun style tarot, just intuitively going with it. So click the link if you're interested. All right, Jamie, sorry to take so long. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I just woke up to a great morning, a little crisp in the air, super windy, but I love the wind. It was really nice.
Nice. Yeah, we don't have any wind over here, but it is a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Hello, Cheryl, and welcome in. Yeah, I'm Count Dooku too. That's an account that I use when I just want to take a break from notifications. I'll go on Count Dooku and just be to watch things. Usually funny, YouTube shorts and whatnot. So, but thanks for joining us. And so, anyways, first thing I wanted to talk about today is tomorrow. Tomorrow's a special alignment. It's the first quarter moon. And what the first quarter moon means by the Druid moon phase calendar is when plants start focusing on their branches. So, energy towards branching out, right? And it's going to be the first quarter moon in Capricorn, which could show some kind of discipline method. And with that, you'll see in a second, kind of leads into meditation. So, branching out is also an alignment tomorrow with Shravana Nakshatra. This is perceiving the truth of your manifestations by connecting people. In other words, branching out, right? Connecting people together by connecting them to their appropriate path in life. So, branching out to those in your life that are going to help whatever your purpose is, right? But you're going to do this through the meditation, the practice of discipline meditation, of listening. The sacred cosmic Om is listening to the divine within. You'll hear the divine wisdom, so you will hear those that you're supposed to be connected to through a meditation practice tomorrow, anytime after uh, 12 noon, all the way up to midnight. So, take some time out of your day, sit down, do some breathing exercises, breathe in through the nose, and on the exhale, focus on the sacred syllable Om while visualizing connecting to those in your life that are going to lead you in the appropriate path. And once you do connect, you'll feel like almost like tentacles coming out of your etheric body, and you'll connect with those who are meant to connect with you. And the divine wisdom, you may hear them speak. This is where telepathy comes in. So, tomorrow's a very interesting first quarter moon. So, and it kind of goes with today. Today is like the preparation. Today we have our I wish I had a
That's a really important stuff coming.
right. That's all, folks. So our archetypes of the day are Judgment card and High Priestess. So today, in preparation for tomorrow, would be a good time to make a choice that you've been on the fence about without blaming yourself or others. So it's waking up from a realization to liberate yourself from old patterns. So there's something that you could be on the fence about, right? But you're on the fence because you're thinking, am I the blame in this, or should I blame another? There's no one to blame. Just get off the fence and go. Okay, and the high priestess is telling us it's time you looked beyond the obvious or plain sight and accept the mysteries of the unseen world. Listen to your inner voice. So you see how those kind of align together? We've got the preparation work today and then your first quarter moon messages for tomorrow. So that should be really impactful. What are your thoughts, Jamie?
Well, I think it goes with what came to mind for you yesterday when you said, let's just go with the flow. It's going with the flow in the right direction, if you will, the easy direction, instead of swimming against it, just becoming one with the flow, if we will, if you will, as we prepare for this big day. You said it was a really big day tomorrow, so I think just I take notes because there's so many good nuggets, and I want to remember them. Um, but I always suggest to people, just keep your paper or your little journal with you.
Yeah.
To any ideas and things come up, just write it down. But that's what came to me, was talking about the flow. Was it means don't fight against it. Don't be judgmental about yourself. Don't be judgmental about the decision. Just flow. And
Yeah.
like John said, I love the way you said, and feel the extension, the branches, and I instantly visualized community. It's a big week. It's a busy week with the holiday celebration and miracle. How do you say that one?
Dia de los Muertos.
That one. So it's almost as if every single day there's going to be different branching out, and yeah, just go with that flow of that extension,
Yeah.
and just see if it feels, for myself, if it feels good, if it feels rooted, if it feels supported, like the earth. So I know that was a lot, but that's
No,
what I feel.
it's never a lot. You're great. You're great. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I like that too. Like Dia de los Muertos. Usually people celebrate on November 2nd, but it's an actual tradition that starts today, the 28th, 29th, 30th, and we just start putting out little offerings to the spirit world. And the whole week is about inviting your family from the other side to come back and know that they're still remembered. And it's, like you can, some people go all out and some just put small offerings outside to whatever, animals, birds, cup of coffee. I keep a cup of coffee outside by my gargoyle by my door, just as like an offering to the ancestors, to the spirits of the land. And it's a good way. That is like something we could do to meditate and connect to our spirit world. Because the high priestess did come up. The invisible world, this came up last night. I was laying in bed getting ready to go to sleep. And just the depth and magnitude about how you know that there's an invisible world around you at all times, the safety that you feel and the love and the comfort and the knowing. What happened is I had no idea. The day before yesterday, as I was going to bed, I had these channeled messages coming through. I had a spirit talking to me, and it's telling me about a person, and I don't want to give away any of their details on here, but totally descripting everything they were going through and what was hidden within and how. And I'm like, but who is this for? I didn't know who it was for. So yesterday I was going to do my routes. I ran into the person and they told me what they were experiencing, what they were going through, and I'm like, okay, now I know who the message is for. This is what they said. And there was a very impactful moment, but when I came home, I sat in that for a moment and I was just really thankful. Like, it made me also realize how many things that we sweep to the side because we're like, "Oh, I don't wanna hear that message." You know? We do that I do that sometimes. I don't wanna hear that message. I don't and it really hit me. Hello, reflection. It really hit me, like, we receive signs from anything. A radio could be bumping in somebody's car going by at the right exact moment, and that verse and that song sinks in your head, and you're like, "Holy shit! Okay, I get it." So just how everything flows in life is just harmonious. So we are in the week of Dia de los Muertos, so the veil is very thin. For me, it usually starts October 2nd, 4th-ish, and the whole month I seem to get visited by spirits, and it's really exciting for me.
Well, this is all new for me. I'm learning that I'm clairsentient. That when I mean I smell things, and I always ask, "Oh, do you smell that? Do you smell that?" And I'm the only one who smells it. So anyway, I'm reading this new book that's helping me to learn how to open up and listen to the signs and the messages, to just go with it and not say, "Oh, you're going crazy. You're going crazy." I'm learning I'm not going crazy. So
Wow.
that was really important, and I really I want your viewers to hear this. You asked a super important question, and it's a new one for me. What is the message you want me to hear, and who is it for? They don't tell. Typically, my experience with this new birth of mine is they don't know, but you'll know intuitively, you'll know who the message is for. So that's kind of fun. I even have just recently told my son and my brother, today is the 20, no, today's the 28th, 29 is the day my 40-year-old brother died 25 years ago. And so his identical twin is having a hard time of it. And I said, no, 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 no. Talk to him. I talk to him all the time, because all of a sudden the house will smell of cigarette smoke. Well,
Yeah.
that's what he did. He chain smoked because the cancer had gone to his brain too. So anyway, I was just like, and I know I haven't heard any responses from my son or my brother yet, but I'm just saying it's really okay when you're comfortable. Just talk to them, tell them your feelings, and then just be still and see what comes to you, whether it's a bird, whether a thought, somehow a song will come on. It's such a new adventure for me. I'm just having a hoot of a time. So yeah, the good question to ask is, um, what is it you want me to know? And it's amazing when you start journaling, you don't even realize what your hand might be doing, or you're picking up, oh, okay. Like the other day, it was Curad alcohol pads. Don't ask me why. I said, oh my God, it smells like somebody just opened and poured me with alcohol all over my entire body. It was crazy. So, anyway, I like your point. Who is the message for? And what is it you want me to be the messenger of?
Yeah.
So, I like
And
that.
let me really quick reflection. Of course, thank you for tuning in, and of course, we'll bless you. Sending many blessings your way. I don't know if you're going through something special, but I do send my blessings to you. And yeah, the thing about it is I'm not really familiar with this person, just a new person in our life. And so I had no way of knowing that this was their story. And I met them on the way of going out with my son, and it was to just kind of talk about an instance in their life, and or what they're going through at this period. But I had no way of knowing what I was going to hear when I went there. So that's what was interesting. Because yeah, I also talked to Cheryl afterwards, and I'm like, they rarely tell me a specific name. Even they rarely tell me, like, sometimes when I channel the Palladians, I won't know who's talking to me. I really won't. And then I'll be listening to the message, and like sometimes it happens when I'm driving my car, which is terrible, but and then I'll be hearing messages coming in, and then I'll see a license plate that says Seven Sisters, the number seven SSTAR. And I'm like, Seven Sisters, that's the Palladian constellation. Oh, okay. So I'm talking to the Palladians. And, it's
Mm,
really weird
yeah.
what happens. That's how I always find out who I'm talking to is they'll send me some kind of sign. Or like when Archangel Michael, I won't know who's really giving me a message or what I'm feeling. Sometimes it's not actual words in the mind, it's more of a sensation in the body. And I'm like, oh my God, this is how I feel. And then when it's Archangel Michael, I'll see a giant muscular shadow on the wall, like a giant muscular man. And there's just no way that, sometimes it's in the middle of my room where it's not even it's already dark, so there's nothing that could cast a shadow, and you're like, "Oh, okay, well, that's Archangel Michael, obviously." So it's kind of trippy how it works for me, but and another thing is, like, I know because of so many there's, like, AI out there now, and there's algorithms, so a lot of people kinda put a damper on when it's a technological message, but it works like that too,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Agreed, agreed. Yeah. And it's I thought about it because there are a lot of people that are, discouraged with it, and they have that fear cap on, if you will. It's like a beanie that they hold tight against their head of that fear, thinking that it's comforting, but it's really, really not. And, I where I reflected was, just think, they were caveman and Neanderthal and all these people all these years ago. And then we had I mean, if you look at the timeline of civilization, and now we are in the, is almost the labor or the destruction of a one old civilization of the patriarchal system, and it is turning into the matriarch of the feminine. That's why they say the time of the feminine. Well, it's been going on for a while. It doesn't just happen overnight.
Oh,
It's
no.
a it's it takes years. Like the planets, they all move at their own divine perfect pace. But yeah, I think to AI, oh boy, it's part of getting having a relationship, if you can, with a computer or a robot. But I'm thinking, I told you, I keep saying it, I resist nothing, accept everything, and it's tough. But if I just resist, I'm like, oh, so I'm learning to tango, if you will. It's just a dance in life, and so I can sit there and have and wear my fear beanie, thinking I'm safe and warm, but no way. I even claimed it to some lady I was talking to yesterday, and I just said, "No, I am the evolution. If
Yeah,
I if I want to be part of it, I am it."
that's
So,
right.
yeah, AI
And
is
that
badass.
goes for
Sorry.
the tinfoil hats too. It's time we rip them off. There ain't nothing to be afraid of anymore. They're not mind controlling us. There's nothing like so I actually used to wear Faraday hats, tinfoil hats, but that was because of, I can tell the difference from like technological surveillance and technological spirit, like when spirit jumps. So back in the days, we used to use a voice box, and a voice box would be something that would have white noise going, and you just kind of, hello, is anybody there? And it'll come through, and eventually it'll start being able to communicate to you. So it's no different now that the technology is so much more advanced that they're like, oh, cool, I could literally send a text message to my little avatar friend down there on Earth, right? Like, for example, that day, I'll go ahead and say it on here. I was driving over to see our sister Jamie, and I was talk texting to my phone. what my intentions were for a meditation, in case we were going to meditate. And I speak in my intentions, and it was basically about having a forever home that is just like a Zen place, right? I hit send because that's how I send messages to myself if I'm driving, can't pull out a pen. And then I set my phone down, and another text comes through, and I pick it up, and it's the description how to meditate, call on, and give praise to Buddha Amitabha. And so that right there, what is this? Hang on, I don't know why it's doing this. Am I still here? Okay. It was asking me to give the chat group a question, and it was, is it thin crust or what pizza? I don't know. That was weird. As we're talking about little interferences in our technology, that comes up. But so when I got to her house, I'm like, look at this! I can't believe it. I talk text myself, and then the universe responded, oh, if you want that in life, well then meditate to Buddha Amitabha. Amitabha is the divine infinite light. So when you see a Buddha standing there like this, that is Amitabha. And if it's in statue, usually it's not red, but his color is red, and he is the Buddha that creates the peaceful land. So, we're in this technological world, and we're working with whatever you want to call them, algorithms, aliens, angels, higher source consciousness. It is a beautiful world. Like, we think about it, Aleister Crowley, 30 years before any knowledge of aliens on this planet, he did a meditation, which, knowing the occult, I know what he did. They talk about it as if he opened a magical portal, but what he did is he did a meditation to reach through to another side, connected to a spirit called Lam, and then drew a sketch of what Lam looked like, and it's an extraterrestrial entity, or EBE, extraterrestrial biological entity. And then 30 years later, we just started having the influences come through. But so we think about it, they were talking to us way back then before all this technology. Why wouldn't they be able to use everything we got now?
Right, right. Yeah, and that's why I'm just saying, please, um, even if you try it at home when no one's looking, take off your fear cap and just give it a go.
Right?
Just try it. I mean, what have you got to lose? Nothing, because you haven't even tried yet. So, yeah, I say just if you have to, I mean, if you feel safer, have somebody in the room with you as you do it, so that you're like, wow, how does it? It blows my mind, the technology. And now I hope I get to be around 20 years from now, so that I can see all the work that we're doing, that the fearless ones are doing, and lighting the light around the planet. I really hope I can see the demonstration of the power of the light, of, that you keep flowing it, talking about flow. So
You
anyway,
should be able to tomorrow. Tomorrow would be a great time to tap into something like that.
yeah,
Like under that alignment, that would be perfect. You know what I
yeah,
was, when you were talking about that, I was thinking too, there's an old practice I haven't done in a while to kind of peel that comfort cap off, is to I would sit down in my study in my old house, and I would open up like a live chat with someone I knew. Either they were doing tarot or they were talking astrology, but it was live, meaning not scripted. That would be on one device. I would go to my laptop and I would open a Manly P. Hall lecture, and I would hit play, and I'd let that play while the live chat's going. And then I would put my Pandora on another cell phone over in another corner in my study, and I would lay down and meditate. And as I would meditate, what would happen is all three of those different communications would blur out. Like you couldn't hear nothing. And then in that kind of instance, they all seem to come back together in sync and in unison. And every single word complemented each other. So that's one of those ways that I used to peel back my fear cap with technology.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Did you do a reading already this morning? Or are you going to pull some cards?
I haven't done a reading yet, but I did pull Aries. So we've got divine masculine Aries here. Now we all know Aries as the god of war, and most of us think, I sure as hell, as soon as I pulled it, I thought, oh great, here we go with some kind of there's fighting or what, but it's not. It's actually the opposite. His original message says, a hardened heart has served a purpose in protecting you. It is time to relinquish the hold of darkness and step back into flow. So
Wow.
this is coming from Aries. Aries is saying it's time we lay down the weapons. I want to be a little comforted. So
Wow.
we
That's
got that,
pretty.
and I pulled with it, moves lightly. And how much more can you describe being in the flow than moving lightly? And what moving lightly says is what what you are trying so hard to control is often what you need most to release. When you stop attempting to hold everything in your hands, the universe will lay down a path that is more aligned for you. Let go of what isn't yours, and what is truly meant for you will flow your way. So, we are definitely, with our morning information, the High Priestess card, and then Mars in the second house. What was that? Hard work and ambition, resources, speech, financial. Okay, Mars in the second house was just talking about tapping into your financial security, like going in the flow, but putting some things in direction. Movement is going towards watching yourself for aggressive speech or financial recklessness, meaning don't overflow, don't throw your money around like it's going to come out of the air. Because also we've got Mars, Lilith, and Mercury in Scorpio, first house today, which is showing that you've got some quick witted, driven, and deeply private nature on this day. But you can be seen by others as confrontational or even as an enemy because of your powerful self expression today. So, like I said, when I saw Mars coming out, or Aries, right, I thought, oh, great, here we go, some force of powered will. But the reminder of this and all of our esoterica today is, if you even feel like you're trying to put some aggression, step back in the flow, know that you're at the right place at the right time. And I wrote a little something off of these cards. It says, why is it helpful to find balance? Life moves in cycles, rises and falls. It's as natural as the seasons. When we learn to appreciate the moment, we learn not to cling on to it and just to be here. When it is good, we appreciate the good. When it is not, we are not impacted by it as much because we are still in the and we know it will be good again. So the word trust means to always know that whatever is happening is meant to be.
Wow. Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank
But
you. Um, does I don't know how many people are on. Have you been getting any kind of questions during the week from any of your viewers or anything that maybe we can
I haven't no, I haven't gotten any questions.
you're just getting a lot of messages there, young man.
Yeah. I have got a lot of requests for people to do astrology charts, so that's something I will do. But I do, let's see, if we look around today, what's been impacting our lives, more or less what I've been hearing from people is fear. Fear of loss, fear of not being heard, fear of not being respected. And in my answer to all of those things, from whether it be my sister, my children, new friends, close ones, relationship, is I put it to everybody like this. I was with my boys last night. One of them's mine, and the other two were extended family. And both of them are like hardcore religious people. And my son is more scientific. Like he believes in something, but he believes more of like the quantum theory. And I told them when they started to get into a conversation of their differences, I had to be the anchor and say, look, I don't disagree with anyone's beliefs because they are beliefs. They're not fact. And as a matter of fact, that was a message. Where was that message? What we hear is always opinion. What we see is always only perception. Nothing in this existence is solid fact. Even the fact that this is a desk is only my perception. So when we see people stuck in fear, stuck in confusion, or combating against each other, challenging opposition, right wing, left wing, red color rag, blue color rag, Rams, Raiders, what I see is the similarities. Oh, Rams and Raiders, you both love football. Oh, red rag, blue rag, you both carry handkerchiefs. You know, there's a common ground that is the underlying thread in all these things. And it hurts me to see people in so much opposition, you know? And on the
Yeah.
second hand, I see too, people who are in opposition are usually only getting their feathers ruffled because others enjoy seeing that, right? So, this is where I learned a lesson years ago about impulse control. Oh my God, Jamie, I would get angry so easy, right? And I had to learn to calm that down because I just was giving my power away. Oh, you said this about the 49ers? You know, like it's a football game, man. Like I had to learn that, like find the balance so you don't hand people your own fear and say, "Here, hit me with this. It hurts." So
Yeah.
that's what I've been gathering from people in everyday life. How about you?
Um, I keep hearing that people really they're tired of the chaotic static out on the Book of Faces, on the news. They're tired of it, and so I'm noticing that there's a lot of smaller gatherings grouped together. It's really interesting, that information that I need, because I really do see. I see that a lot of us are learning to um, learning that there is two sides of the coin. It doesn't always have to be that frequency of the static and the negative. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
And because I sometimes when I listen to certain music, I go out of body. I know my son says, "Oh my God, mom, people pay for that DMT." I think that's what they call it. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. I
Yeah.
just keep saying, if you only knew what is important on the other side, what is important out of this suit that I decided that I was going to grow up and be this human. It's we're here to have this amazing experience and learn as much as we can.
Right.
And then I'm telling myself, you're either going to learn it and you're going to either create more karma, or you're going to do the opposite and you're going to create the dharma. And the dharma is that which melts away all that karma. The more service you are to humanity, the more service you are to yourself. I mean, I'm learning that people are really hungry, and it's so and mind blowing for me
Yeah.
when you sit there and you see them like you're seeing John. You're seeing things in a different way, and you're sharing the kind words that you're seeing. It's almost like the universe is seeing them, and the perspective of the universe is what is coming through of observing them.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it brings tears to their eyes. We were at another, and I think I made 3 women cry and didn't mean to. I
No.
just I saw the beauty in them, and I told them so. And we don't hear it very often. We just don't hear it. So I know in our little we're all supportive of each other, but if your viewers want, I mean, I think it's really important um, to join or say, hey, can I be in your little inspiration? My dad at 88 years old has 10 women that he texts every night his gratitude. I mean, there's certain things that we can do. So I mean, hearing people are they're tired of that atlas. I think you pulled the atlas yesterday,
Yeah.
maybe. It's why do we have to carry the world? No, just imagine yourself turning that over, grabbing the world off of your back and holding it.
Yeah.
And you command exactly what you want, how you want it to feel. And once you are that, that's what happens. But it's the message. People want to hear positive message stuff. They're tired of the doom and gloom.
Yeah. That happened, I think, yesterday or one of my videos. I was doing the esoterica, and I was talking about changing the inner world is what changes the outer world. And I had a telepathic person coming through even before I even uploaded the video. So, we're always connected. Time is not the factor. And they're like, how dare you say that I'm experiencing negativity because of my inner world? And I stopped in the middle of the reading and I'm like, I'm sorry, that's not a derogatory statement. Sometimes it really, people, the perspective that, and changing that perspective, it means all the difference in the world. Where saying something like change within and you'll change without, if we just put it out there as a blanket statement, then someone can go take that in offense, because unfortunately that is the first sign that they have been abused a lot in their life. So helping them learn, no, that's not derogatory, I'm not abusing you, I'm saying let's, like you said, be of service. And it's the most common thing in the world. If you do good, good does come. It's what all religions were based off of. Show love, and the world will love you in return. Now, this doesn't mean that everyone, because I've shown love to people and people thought I was trying to be better than them. And I'm like, holy fuck, I am so sorry that this is how this feels to you. But no. And I remember in my times having that frustration, but it's like a whoop dog being, learning to trust again and live in the light. That's what we're trying to bring to people, is the inner work, clean our inner temple, know that, okay, maybe I'm not looking at this the right way. One big thing for me is like, I was talking to Cheryl about this last night too. Knee jerk or impulsive responses or reactions to heated conversations, I don't enjoy. I like to let me go home, process this, and then I'll have a healthy, balanced perspective. But I've been in situations where people are, no. no, answer, boom, boom, boom. And they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And that is the only result you're going to get from me if you keep pushing and pushing and pushing is I'm going to boil up anger because now I'm frustrated. So we got to learn not as, I mean, we don't do it to each other. Our group is very fluid, and actually, when I hear criticism from anyone in our group, it's appreciated because it's something that I can do better. So it all depends on where you're mingling with. But in scenarios, if you're feeling like people are constantly pushing their issues on you, you've got to understand you need to take a step back away from that area, because what is happening is they want to see a triggered response from you. That is the only understanding of those situations. They enjoy watching you get triggered. It feeds them a high. So if you're trapped in situations like that, you need to pull back or stop it right there and say, hey, look, you've given a lot of information to me right now, and I need to go process this or else I'm going to blow up. Because we know the intent behind the criticism. Exactly. When you know criticism to push somebody's buttons, you can feel it. It's obvious. When you know criticism of, hey, this could help you in a certain way, it's a different feeling. It's all about that inner guidance. We feel that. So that's what I notice. That's where I like to resonate with people that are trying to be of good a service as they can to others, because it does feel better. It makes life a happier place. Nobody's fighting. And I think I went off on a tangent, but I just thought that was something. And when we're talking about social media, that's kind of what I'm doing on the new channel. I'm bringing light to the situation.
Good.
I'll doom scroll on my Instagram or TikTok or Facebook for a couple of minutes, and I'll write down funny notes. And
Yeah.
when I write down these funny notes, that's what I pull my tarot off of now. This way, it's kind of a reflection of the silliness of our modern day influence. So,
Good. And you need humor. The universe wants to have fun. Hi, George. The universe wants to have fun. I'm going to, I don't think Bob will mind, but like I told you, we were talking about technology and the new civilization unfolding. And um, somebody wants your birth chart request.
yeah,
Please and thank you. So anyway, we're having a great time with it. And so this morning, because before we journal, we're learning this new exercise, this new, it's, it's a, it's an exercise of actually embodying that which we really want. If I want perfect health, I'm to embody this and not focus on the tweak or that. So anyway, we've probably got hundreds and hundreds of books in this house. We, I've run out of inspiration. They say to always start with this. You have an inspiration and then you journal whatever comes. So he went on AI this morning. And it was so beautiful, John. Oh my God. But I made her repeat it. Like, oh, say it again. Say it again. Please say it again.
yeah,
Hearing the words, and then I wrote them. May I share them? Because
absolutely.
they were so profound for myself. And then I want to go back to circle around to what we were talking about. Um,
Okay.
it says here, um, oh, what feels uncertain now is only your expansion unfolding. Wow.
That
I'm
is,
just like, oh, say it again because I want to feel it. There is those who are tuned in, tapped in, and turned on are feeling something.
yeah,
There's no question about it. Don't deny it. Don't go with like-minded people. Be with like-minded people because they will support you. That you are not wackadoodle.
yeah,
Um, thank you for letting me share that because yeah, AI is just like my friend now.
it
So
is.
I wanted to go back about changing our the perspective and what came to mind because right away as I look at life differently now, so I have the same lenses. I know I have the same lenses that I've had since I was little, but I'm doing something different. And I invite your viewers to try this. And it's so super simple. It's KISS. Keep it simple, sweetie.
Yeah.
Is I have been practicing this new little maneuver. And literally, I don't know if it's because we started doing these weeklies, but I want I invite you to take a chair and move it at all different angles away from the dining room table, away from your sofa, away from, just start moving it at different angles and then look. And then look. And if you have to, take and bring a mirror and look with the mirror behind you. I'm telling you, John, I don't know what it does to the brain. That's not important to me. What is important to me is that I want to get really good at changing my perspective. And so it's so KISS, I can't get over it. But it's such a trip for me. So I invite your viewers until next week, maybe they can, that's their homework, their call to action for themselves. Really, it's kind of fun to play with for your growth. So
That's
I
right.
almost said something wrong, but
Oh no, there's nothing wrong. That right there, and then this is something I like to do in my mornings. I make changing my own perspective affirmations, the mental diet, refuse to eat poison. You said this earlier. I am the embodiment of financial success. My heart is my tune of gratitude, like the tuning
ooh,
fork. And you
ooh.
just keeping it simple is the way. A morning routine of some flashcards for your own self, you would not believe the changes you can make and how I just read a couple of them and I could feel the electricity going through my body. It's telling your body how important you really are to this universe. So
Yeah,
many people don't get told enough how
yeah,
important you are, even if you only make stick figure doodles. Those are important because that's you. That's something of your creation that you're putting out there, and it's a beautiful thing. For the dog already got your what?
the flashcards.
Oh, the dog already got your flashcards? Well, make some new ones, my friend. Do them over and over because it's
Yeah.
those little things like I said, I remember going through stages where the world was falling apart on me. The world is falling apart on me, but all I could do was, as it falls apart, wake up, turn on morning affirmations rather than my brain talk about what was falling apart. Force myself to hear, I am a billionaire. Of course, I wasn't a billionaire, but it was better than the alternative that was going on. Within a month, they say 21 days, and I actually didn't count because I just did it for an entire year. I'm telling you, nothing can bother you if you simply just reprogram your mind. At
Right.
those
You
same
know, uh,
times,
it-
go ahead.
uh, did you hear that? That's what, who's that guy who wrote, who did Dumber and Dumber? And what was his? Jim Carrey. Do you know he did? He actually wrote himself a $10 million check and he carried it in his wallet. And then one day when they paid him for Dumb, Dumber, whatever, number two, they handed him a check for $10 million. It is, I don't think some people call it quantum physics. Some people call it manifesting. Yeah, okay. Some people call it magic, whatever. Who
Yeah.
cares what they label it? It's just a label. The thought, though, is that you literally embody it. I've heard of people that put things over their bed. That's the first thing they see is that positiveness I mean, before to be greeted like that. I mean, yeah, so it's
How
super
you just
important.
how you just said that, to be greeted like that.
Mhm.
Exactly. Every day is a new greeting. That is beautiful. I would rather be greeted every morning than piled with news. I don't care about the news. Wake me up to something. Oh, you know that song, "It's a lovely day,
Oh,
love."
yes.
I used to play that every morning too. Before that, when I was younger, the song "So Fresh and So Clean." Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and clean. Greet yourself in the morning rather than bombard yourself with what's current on the TV.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is beautiful.
So before it gets too late, can I pull an oracle card? And there was the mermaid ones. It's about the ocean, and I had angels of Atlantis. So I didn't know what your. I just wanted to pull one card because we were
Absolutely.
talking about the flow and flow. A lot of times, I know people think it's water, but a lot of times it's just a situation. It's the air that we breathe. It's just when you flow with it, like I told you, resist nothing,
None.
accept everything. And those are heavy boots to wear daily in a practice, but eventually it gets easy, super easy. So
Yeah,
can I pull one card?
absolutely. Pull a few.
So what is it? And Angels of Atlantis, ocean wisdom, or underwater nautical?
You know me, I'm a water sign. Underwater sounds awesome.
Oh, love it. Okay. So I'll just pull out three.
Okay.
Okay. And no, I tap it three times. I'll pull out one.
Okay. Or
I
pull
have
as
to
many
remember
as,
what I say.
yeah, as many as you like.
We'll just pull out one. And you who said you like underwater, this is underwater gardens. I
Oh,
don't know if you can see it.
oh yeah, I can. That's
Underwater gardens. Nurture the garden of your heart,
nice.
cultivating seeds of compassion, gratitude, and forgiveness. So remember, this reflects on the seeds that remember, once you plant these seeds, you don't dig them up. You
No.
just plant them and let the gestation happen. So, yeah, that's underwater. And I always like to look at the bottom one because Bob's teaching us that. And there is Neptune's palace.
Ooh.
These are really fun cards. Let the currents of divine guidance lead you to your true purpose. Once you have a purpose, I think it's a little easier to navigate through the storms of life. You're like, oh no, I got to stay on my purpose. I know what my purpose is. So, anyway,
Right.
yeah.
So what did those two together mean to you? Like how would
Oh,
you yeah,
um, well, I like the fact that it is very important to nurture yourself. It's just, I'm learning too that voice within me perhaps is the idea of my soul spirit. And so I'm learning to have a relationship with this person that has been here many, many lifetimes, hasn't always been named Jamie, but has been here. And so I'm learning, okay, what is it you want me to know? What is it you want me to share? And so I'm learning that it's okay. One of our friends, she's really good. My sound partner, Katie Hancock, she is she is the lighthouse of someone who has now learned and get out of her way if you say anything different. She is all about self-care. She is all about self-nurturing. She loves herself up one side and down the other. Because you know what? When you really think about it,
yeah.
she's been with her entire life. So that's why it's saying have a relationship with yourself. So I like the fact that this says cultivate your garden in your heart. Yeah, because that's where it all starts. And then you can Neptune's palace for me is just creating beyond your wildest dreams. Write a $10 million check, scotch tape it to the ceiling, Write your Zen garden. I want a home. I want something safe, affordable, and comfortable. You don't have to go into details because what if you say 5 rooms and the universe says, oh, so you don't want that 7 room mansion I had in mind for you? So be mindful to just look at the basics, safe,
Leave a little
affordable,
wiggle
and
room.
comfortable. Yeah. So
Leave-
anyway, that's what I got out of it. Nurture yourself, nurture your own, go with the flow, with the ease and grace of knowing it is a-okay to love yourself. And then and the Neptune's palace. Sky's the limit, baby.
That's
Sky's the
right.
limit. That's how
That's
I look
right.
at it.
That's a beautiful interpretation, Jamie. Thank you. You know how you're talking about self-talk and talking good to yourself, nurture. This is some I was scrolling my Instagram, which I like Instagram because it's usually positive stuff or funny stuff. And it was talking about this. Being present means you stop observing how you think and speak, meaning stop being so critical about how we think and speak and allow it to just be, right? Stop being so hard on ourselves. Like it really does make a huge difference. That's what being present actually means. We're always in the observer state, and although the observer state is that inner guidance, right? Most of the time when we're observing from our intellect, our
Mm.
logic, and it's trying to control and demand, and oh my God, you didn't do that good enough. And we need to break free from that. And like I said, if you make doodles, right? One thing used to drive me nuts. That one card that you pulled, the underwater garden, it reminded me of a painting I painted years ago. And in that painting, I had the thinking man statue sunk underwater. And it was like this whole beauty's all around him, and he's just submerged in thought. And that painting, I used to get so critical with my paintings that I would get like this close to them to make details. And I never thought a painting was finished when I would give it off or sell it or put it on a show. But I would have to step back and go, all right, that's it. Finished or not, that's the end product. I'm done. And that's what we got to do. Yeah, we've got to just allow ourselves to accept imperfection because that is your beauty. That's what makes you perfect. And
Yeah,
allow
it's just like
yourself
a
to be.
rose, you know? It's just like the beauty of a rose. It has thorns, it has petals that get bruised. Some are a little bit tarnished with rust, but you look at it, it's still a rose. It's fragrant. It's got its own beauty. It's just like with every one of us. We're all designed. We're all humans. We got that.
Yeah,
But we're designed different and yet we're the same.
right.
I yeah.
And a rose is the same frequency as our heart.
Oh,
A rose is 432 frequency. So sitting by rose bushes, the smell. So we think about now we have all the technology to know that that's 432 hertz. Before technology, before any sciences, they would just sit in the rose garden and they'd smell and they'd feel the vibration. So tomorrow, for all of you that tuned in, tomorrow is the day, since I brought that up again. First quarter moon in Shravana Nakshatra in Capricorn is about meditating to the sacred Om. The sacred Om is the vibration of earth, nature, and the cosmos. So allow yourself to just take some time to ground, meditate. If it helps you, I have racing thoughts, I have to observe them and let them flow. Just whoop. But if you have racing thoughts and meditation's hard for you, just breathe in and hum the syllable Om and watch watch the impact it does on your life. That if you can do that for at least 10 to 15 minutes tomorrow, it's going to connect you with something meant for you in your life. More THC, Folio. Well, no, see, let me tell you, George, when I smoke cannabis, the thoughts in my mind go amplified. Like they are just going. I get kind of Rain Man, autistic off of that. I'm connecting things from the universe and messages in my head. And who's that talking to me? What's this? Beep, 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 beep. So I'm not very good with cannabis. Then you add a halt. I'm not very good with cannabis. It's really fun for me to smoke it and stay in my bed and let my brain ping pong off of the universe. I used to call myself the pinball wizard because I would get stoned and just these phenomenal, crazy concepts would come to my mind that were actually brilliant, but I could never remember them to write them down. It was only in the moment. But so yeah,
Yeah.
THC is the opposite. Meditation is mine.
Yeah, mine too. It's not my medicine at all. It doesn't work well for me. Cure 10, it will take me out of body. I know that sounds really crazy, the call and
No.
response, but it happens every time. Every time, Bob. And it doesn't vibrate. See, so it just depends on the medicine. What is your medicine that helps you to get that? So meditation, journaling, those are medicines as well. But yeah, I'm with you. Cannabis, oh, hell no, that stuff. I do not like bouncing on the moon. I'm not ready for that. And I like more um I like more of going beyond that.
Yeah.
Is all I can tell you. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, cannabis for me too. It can be fun, but not more than likely it's just too much energy for me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There was a message held for reviews. I don't know. Let me see really quick.
Maybe. So,
Oh, oh,
anyway, I'm
Lucy.
really looking forward to it. Thank you so much for these weekly because it's igniting a lot of different things for myself and for other people. So, this is where I believe the seed is being planted on Tuesdays. Whether they get to watch it live or they get to watch it, or they don't even have to watch it. I told my family, I said, just put your earbuds in, walk around and clean the house. I don't care where you're driving. But it's helped. Has helped a lot for me. So I am truly, truly grateful because I know that the seed is going, it's already being planted to be a tree that's branching out. I like that idea, John. So thanks for that.
And you know how you mentioned that too, like that's something I learned over time. Like before when we were in sound check, you know how I said I can't read this now because I'll think I've already spoken it and it's done. So I learned a long time ago that even if I'm speaking to a rock in the middle of the desert where technology cannot be found, I know that the universe heard it. And I'm so aware of the invisible world around us that I used to go out and speak to rocks. And when by the time I would make it back to civilization, reality had shifted and realigned. And I learned that practice. So, yeah, we set the intentions here. It goes out into the universe. You can do this at any time, especially, let's be a little real really quick before we let everybody go. In the
Thank you, George.
in the reality that we live in, you are going to have your buttons pushed time to time. You are going to be upset from time to time. You are going to be afraid from time to time. All it takes in those moments is to recognize the awareness that you are, let's just say, afraid. I'm afraid right now. And before I act from fear, let me just breathe. You don't have to have a solution. Just understand that you're afraid. Take 2 or 3 breaths and then go about whatever you were going to do. This does incredible self work on you. I'm angry. I'm angry and I don't want to act in anger. Even if right after those 2 breaths, you still act out of anger, you're teaching yourself to have acceptance. And eventually, those impulses help you. If you weren't here earlier, it's important to learn our impulse control because we don't give others the power to manipulate and puppet play us. I'm not, what is that song by Pinocchio? I got no strings to hold me down. Da 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 da. You've got strings, but I can see there are no strings on me. So if you want to get your impulses under control, take your power back. That's a practice that will help. I'm afraid right now. I understand that. One, two, go be afraid. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Jiminy Cricket, that's right. Let your conscience be your guide. All right, everybody. Thank you for such a good time today. And thank you, Jamie. Thank you. And Bob, tell Bob I said send my love and beautiful thing he got from AI today.
Yeah, yeah. Check it out.
Any final thoughts like your sound baths coming up or
Um, no, there might be one in the works for Monterey in December. Katie and I and Bob are we're thinking about it. We're just waiting to hear if we get the okay, and if not, I do know I'll probably be might be one in January. But no, we have tickets on sale now for January. We have our Valentine's retreat. It's a one-night retreat here at Shangri-La on Valentine's Day because it all starts within. And yeah, we're just uh, Uniting Wellness is just exploded. He's learning to navigate all kinds of cool stuff. So I really think a lot of it is with these weekly, these connections with a shaman.
yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. And speaking of uniting wellness, I'm telling you, it has done a very good job, like almost miracle like with helping me with my health. So check them out, unitingwellness.com. They're launching a Neura Labs coming up. Check them out on TikTok, Uniting Wellness on TikTok. Um, I was a bit skeptical at first with working with health research, but my God, it and Cheryl the same. It's doing amazing things for people, and they're good-hearted. The whole team there at Uniting Wellness is coming from a heart-based place, and that you can tell in how they do things, what they present, and just I can't really boost it enough. It's
Oh,
something that, and it's been meaningful to me because before that, like talking about fear, I I used to fear my health with all of these different things, and I'm one for not liking pharmaceuticals, but this has really given me a better outlook on life. I feel better, I smell better, I think better, and the team is just awesome to work with. I'm very proud to be a part of them. So thank you guys.
yeah, yeah. But we're
All right,
all walking each other home. Remember that.
that's right. Thank you for walking us home. All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Send this out, share with your friends, and thank you for your attendance. You are blessed. Namaste. Took me a year to look into it deeper. I highly recommend. There you go. Yeah.
Oh,
And StargateSoundHealing.com. Awesome.
yeah. Or Stargate Medicine. It's a little shorter, but I can put that in the comments later. Thanks again, John. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take care, Jamie. Bye bye. Goodbye, everybody. There we go. And